Hola and welcome to Lindita's Kitchen. I am Lindita, and do I have a fun show for us today? You're gonna really enjoy this because I am making my version of a pasty. A pasty is like in the Upper Peninsula. This is where I was introduced to it. My husband's from Escanaba, Michigan, and they make them up there all the time, and they're a great pastry. But I'm doing my version of it, and I'm using, my Carne con Papitas. That is a meat and potato, and it's kind of similar to what they make, but this is using the tortilla flour dough. It's masa, no? So I'm gonna get started, and I'm gonna use one potato, okay? And I've already gone ahead and peeled it. So what you wanna do is you wanna get it really nice, small diced slices. So I'm gonna do, let's see, 4, 5, 6. Okay, because that's a medium potato. I'm going to take it to the side. I'm going to just take it in half. Slide this over. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Yeah, being from the Midwest myself, and I was introduced to the pasties. I just had to come up with my own version because we make tortillas all the time, right? So, come up with something fun and different. And it's got that tortilla flavor that you love, that you're just gonna love. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just dice this up too. Can't do a half a potato. So, there we go, up. Bring it to the side and just small dices. Because it's gonna cook into the meat, as you'll see. Perfect. Beautiful, no? Hey, come back here. All right, so let's toss it in the bowl, and we'll bring it over to the my range, and we're gonna start cooking up our meat, and we'll add all the goodies together. So let's get started. Let's go. Okay, so now I have a pound of meat, and I kind of let this sit out a little bit. It's a lean meat. The leanest you can get. And you can also, let me just tell you, you can also use your plant-based meat for those that are vegetarian that like that, or, use your vegetables too. It's totally your call. Okay, let's break this up. Get this cooking. So now that I've broken up all the ground beef, I'm gonna let it cook up a little bit more before we add our potatoes. I'm gonna go ahead and cover it as well. Let it get cooking. Okay, so now this is a good time to mix it up, flip it around here. I'm gonna add some pepper, just a pinch of pepper, and some salt. And let's turn it around. Actually, I could use my spatula, that'll probably work better. I guess. And then you wanna break up the meat too. See, I didn't need to use any oil, additional oil to it, because the meat already has the oil. So we'll cook it up just a little bit more. I'm gonna help it, there we go. Cover it up. Give it a couple minutes, and then I'll add my potatoes. Beautiful. So it's not all the way cooked, but this is the time where you add your potato. Just toss your potatoes in. And let's give it a little swirl here. And you want to break up your meat a little bit more as you go. Just break it up, just like that. Okay, we're gonna cover it up a little bit for another like 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. Beautiful. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and add, this is a good time. It's been cooking for about 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes, let's just say, and they're nice and soft, but they're gonna be cooking again in the oven because we're gonna be placing them in the oven. So we're gonna add now 1 cup of Lindita salsa. Now, we're gonna just put it on, spread it around, spread the love. It's got beautiful flavors. And for those that don't know, this is what I'm actually using, Lindita salsa mix, and I'm using the mild blend. You can go hot if you want, you know, but I'm using for this recipe the mild blend. And all you need to do is just go to my website. It'll show you. You can add 1 can of tomatoes, diced tomatoes, or you can chop up 3 medium-sized tomatoes as well and add it. Now we're gonna let that cook up a little bit longer. Perfect. And that's it. Put the cover on it. And then I'm gonna, once it cooks, let's just say for 2 to 3 more minutes, I'm gonna take off the lid and just let it kind of cook. Cook up a little bit longer, and we'll turn off the heat because we want it to cool off because we're gonna add some cheese to it later, okay? Okay, so it's been 3 minutes, about 3 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead, turn this off, and just let it chill for a little bit. And now let's head over and make our masa. So before I get started mixing here, I just wanna let you know this is a good time to actually take off your rings, okay? We'll put them aside because you don't want them to end up in your tortilla, no? And then I have already taken off the lid. I want it to cool down a little bit, and my oven is set at 375. Okay, so let's get started. I know, that was the fun part. Okay, so we're gonna add 3 teaspoons to 4 cups of your flour. So I'm using it's the metal gold. That's what my mom used to use, so that's what I'm using. And it's unbleached. Okay, so we're gonna add 3 teaspoons of your salt, table salt, and 3 teaspoons of your baking powder. And I have some flour here on the side because you're gonna need that later. So I'm gonna mix this up a little bit, así con la mano, with your hands. Okay, then we're gonna add 4 tablespoons of your lard. Okay, so I kind of, you know, you can kind of see 4 tablespoons. Measured everything out for you. So now you wanna mix it really good in between your fingers here, just like that. You wanna get right into the masa and blend it in because this is the mixture that you're gonna want here in a little bit. So you wanna just kind of put it through your hands and just kind of get that feel to mix it really good. My mama used to make like 5-10 pounds of tortillas. The flour, she used to just, oh my goodness. That's why she had, like I always say, I've said this before, but when you make a lot of tortillas, you know, you built up those arms, no? And we all have nice arms because of this. So as you can see, just get it blended right in there. And we're gonna use real warm water for this because it's got the lard in there. So you want to break this up. Así. Okay, we're gonna add some water. It's about 2 cups, and I have actually real warm water, real warm. So you can kind of see the steam in there. Yep. Start mixing it in. Put this aside here and just start mixing it using your hands. See. I'm gonna add some more water. I'm gonna turn this over a little bit. Just keep mixing till you get a bolita, a little ball. Okay, I got a little bit left. Use that for that. And you always have some flour on the side, so if you add too much water, you can always add a little bit more flour to kind of just thicken it up. So you want to just clear that bowl, así. And when it's nice and warm, it really mixes well. Okay, I'm gonna add the rest, just a little bit more here. Well, it's coming together really nice. Yeah, you can feel the texture. Perfect. Now I'm gonna remove this for right now. Now I'm gonna knead it. You want to knead it for like about 5 minutes. I know, so it's gonna be a little bit, and I'll show you what the end result is. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes, and it looks just perfect, so beautiful. As you know, also, I've used this recipe for my other show. I did a Mexican pizza, so it has so many uses. You can make so many other things, and I have another little thing I'm going to show you later. So, yeah. So now, look how beautiful that looks. It's a nice little bolita. You're gonna let this rest now for like 8 minutes. And we're gonna cover this up, just like that. We're gonna cover it up with a table, a little tablecloth here. Towel, just a towel, not a tablecloth, a towel. Dish towel, okay. So we're gonna set this aside, and I'm gonna clean up a little bit, let it rest, and we'll start rolling already. So now that our meat mixture and potato, la carne con papitas, is all done, it's kind of gotten into like a room temperature, you want to go ahead and just start, we're going to put it into this bowl, because we're going to, I'm just going to go ahead and toss it all in there. Maybe I'll just throw in some cheese. This is the Mexican cheese, and it's the four blends, so you can just keep mixing it like that. I'll go ahead and add the rest. And as I mentioned before, you need to have your oven set at 375. And that's been on for a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and add our rest of our cheese. That's 1.5 cups. That's what I'm adding to the meat mixture. And then again, if your potatoes aren't quite done, and that's okay, because they're gonna be cooking in the oven for, like 20 minutes. So you can take a little bite, just taste it, and if it's semi-cooked, perfect. Everybody's got different temperatures, so. And that's my way of testing. Just sharing. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and set this aside, put this away. And then we're gonna check on our masa. Okay, see how that's coming along. Ooh la la, vamos a ver. Perfect. Oh, look how beautiful that is. So you wanna just move it around a little bit more, kind of just knead it just a little bit more. Like I said, this is the time when you pull up your sleeves. Woo. Yeah, so you're gonna take little tears from the dough, right? And make little balls. And what we do is you take it and just cup it. Just like that, underneath. I see, that's what you want. I'm gonna toss them back. Well, I can just put them right there. So I'm gonna make a couple of them for you. And this recipe, oh my God, you're going, this is a lot of masa, right? Well, it is, because you're gonna be making about 14 little empanadas. And then we're gonna have a little leftover, and we'll see what happens with that, okay? Depending on time. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do a couple more, and then we're gonna start rolling, all right? Roll them out. So this is the last one, and I made it kind of on the bigger side, because I know that some of my boys like big empanadas, no? So I'm gonna go ahead and just put these back in the bowl for right now. Keep them moist, so they don't dry up. Okay, so I'm gonna keep 4 of them out. I'll roll those out. Or maybe I'll just get them when I need them. So now, I'm gonna add a little bit of flour on my mat here. And on my little palote. Actually, I just want to do a little shout out to my friend Ron. Yep, who made this for me. Yes, one of my customers. So we're gonna roll these out. And you know, you can make them out as big as you want. I'm gonna just do them enough for like the size that, this is the larger one. So, and it doesn't have to be like perfectly round like it is on my mat. I'm just saying. Yeah, you can toss it around. And then I'm gonna set them right over here because I'm gonna be filling them up. So again, a little flour. It's a little much there. Okay, and like I said, they don't have to be perfectly round. You know, they could be like a little moon, sun. Yeah, ghost, Casper, you know, that little face. Any size that you want. So I'm gonna set these aside like that. And then we're gonna start filling them, okay? So, great arm exercise, let me tell you. So now we're ready for our filling. La carnita y papitas, with the cheese. It's already mixed in. So you lay your tortilla flat. I'm gonna use like one, oh, that's a little big there, chunk. Maybe 2 tablespoons of the meat mixture. And it's full, you know, if you wanna fill it up a little bit more, I mean, I'm just saying, you know, about two tablespoons. So we're gonna go ahead and just pull a little bit. Pull it out a little bit, because it does stretch. It is masa. And then you want to press it down a little bit. I see. So you take one corner and you just keep turning it. So you go using your fingers. I see. And just twist it. Oh, beautiful. I'm gonna just take this and just put it on my cookie sheet. Take another one. And I'm gonna use the inside because it's easier to lay and spread when you do that. And these are delicious. Let me tell you, when you go, and this is a great, it's not just a story, but it's the truth. My sons, when they'd go snowboarding or skiing and then snowboarding, I would make these for them. And they would just take them, they would be all cooked and ready, and they would eat them on the chairlift. On their way up, that was their treat. So you can take them camping, you know, when you're going on hikes, picnics, you're entertaining. You know, I'm gonna be making these up for our poker guys. Yeah, they'll love it. Okay, beautiful. All right. And you can make them really small for like appetizers, you know, for little bites as well. Like I said, I love taking them when we go camping because it's so easy, and I'll put them in foil, and because they'll be cold, right? So I'll put them in foil, and then you just throw them on the fire, you know, on your little campsite, or, you know, if you have the luxury of having a microwave, just stick them in the microwave, you know, to warm these up. Once they're baked, you can warm them up in the microwave and just toss them in there for like 30 seconds. Just like that. 30 seconds is all you need. So I'll make these up, and then we'll finish this up later, and you'll see I'll be making about 12. And they do freeze well as well. So here we go. I want to get my little fingers cleaned up there. Flip them over, twist. So now that we almost have them ready to go in the oven, I'm gonna go ahead and just add a little bit of butter. Just baste them, just coat them a little bit over the top like that. Get them nice and golden brown. Oh, maybe not that much, yeah. Woo. And if you want, like I said, if you want your tortilla to be, you want a bigger one, just roll them up bigger. I just had, you know, just a variety of different sizes for you here because they're fun. There's no rhyme or reason, no shape. You don't have to worry about that. So I put a nice little coat of butter. Then I'm gonna pop these in the oven for like about 20 to 22 minutes, and that's all you need for that. So, and I've got it set at 375, so let's pop them in there, okay? Okay, now we're ready to make some buñuelos. And I am actually using my Mamacita's tortilla press. And you can get these anywhere. I mean, this is original, it's very old, and it just brings some wonderful memories to me. And what I did is, I took a plastic baggie, here's a large, the gallon size. What you want to do is just lay it down and take your dough, you can flatten it out a little bit. It's gonna make a big one. And we're gonna go ahead and just fold it over. Why is it called a tortilla press? Because you press down on it. And mira, how beautiful is that? So, I'm gonna go ahead and do a couple of them so you can kind of see. And we're just gonna lay it down on my platter here, my little plate. And we'll repeat the process. So if you have, depending on how many, tortilla balls you have left over, you can always make these out. You can also roll them out. I'm just happy to use my mom's tortilla press. All right, so let's go over and deep fry them. I'm heating up the oil for our buñuelos, and they're like a sopapilla, no? So I use 2 tablespoons. Well, and it's ready to go. It's nice and hot. I usually throw in a little bit of water to kind of just check the temperature. That's how I do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just lay my tortilla in there. Oh, I'm gonna turn up the heat a little bit more. So you see it all bubbling up, and it gets really full. Sometimes they kind of open as well. Very pretty. So you don't flip it until the bottom is kind of golden brown. And you can flip it a couple of times. It doesn't, there's no, time frame. It's depending on how hot your oil is too. It's getting there. Oh yeah, let's take it, give it a flip. Beautiful. And it just sits just like seconds, minute, up to about a minute. Like I said, depending on how hot your oil is, yeah, we still need to go a little bit longer. And I just want to tell you, I mixed my my cinnamon and sugar. I used about 1 cup of the sugar and about 1/4 cup of the cinnamon. And then I mixed it all up, and it's great to put it in a little shaker like that. It's great. Oh yeah. It's ready. Okay, so I'm gonna toss this over here. We're gonna drain it. We're gonna go ahead and add our other tortilla in there. Buñuelo. Oh yeah, baby, that is pretty. Yes. So let's just toss it on the towel. Let it drain out a little bit. Let's turn this off. My buñuelos are all done. I put them on a towel. Now, this is when you want to add your cinnamon sugar. And I'll tell you, if my Layla Grace was here, my granddaughter, oh, she's coming by later, so she's going to have a treat. Yep. So we're going to go ahead and flip these over like that. Add them on both sides. And then I'm going to dress them up in a little bit, some more. Okay, so it's time to take out our little empanadas. They are ready. They're screaming. Let's do it. Ay, mis amigos, look how beautiful this is. And look how easy it was to make. You're going to be tasting the love once you try this recipe. And what I do is I love a little hot sauce on mine. So you can sprinkle it right on or dip it right into your ketchup. That easy, and it's so tasty. And again, I added the cinnamon sugar to my buñuelos, a little, just Cool Whip, some fruit, and voila, ya está. And how beautiful this is. Again, I just want to thank you, my supporters, my viewers, and my sponsors for tuning in, and I hope you're enjoying all our recipes. And again, for more, you can just go to linditasalsa.com and contact us there if you'd like to become or interested in being a sponsor. So then, until next time, please enjoy, and I'll be cooking up some more for you. Salud, mis amigos.